But that's good. If you're by the pool and the beach and you're chilling, is good. So
I'm from, I'm from the Caribbean in Honduras, right, which is even hotter. So I'm used to it.
uh, I gotta visit. Like I haven't. The only place in Central, it's been Costa Rica when I was 5, which I don't remember. Panama when I was 5, so I don't remember. And then it's Mexico. That's so I do have to tour, the central part of our continent.
It's a nice place.
Yeah, I know. And we're looking at Costa Rica as options. So, but hello everyone. Happy to have you here. Another week, another talk, another space. Fun things are coming this week. And we had a great announcement at the end of last week. So we're going to talk about a lot of stuff. But as you know, every week we start, or every day we start with Carlos, telling people that is new, that are coming that are coming to the space for the first time. We're telling you about what we're doing, about the ISPO, the bonuses. So why don't we start with the normal, Carlos routine of our spaces?
Yeah, yeah, happy to do so. So, yeah, we usually do an intro of what ISPOs are, right? And just in case somebody is listening to the recording or they're new here. So, ISPOs stand for Initial Stake Pool Offering. And in essence, they take this concept of delegated proof of stake, right? And that I would definitely recommend go Google it if you're not exactly aware of how delegated proof of stake works. But in essence, is there's one party that can set up a node, a validator, right? That makes or validates blocks for a blockchain, right? Like Cardano or Ethereum. And then there's people who can delegate to that node, right? Because they might not have the technical capabilities to set up their own node. So instead of that, they're just basically, kind of like working together, right? And you can say, well, why does a validator need the delegator, right? If he can set up his own node. Well, because in proof of stake blockchains, the more tokens you have delegated, the more voting power you have, the more blocks you validate, the more rewards you get from the blockchain, right? So if you freak delegate tokens to me, that means that I get more rewards and I validate more blocks. So you delegating your ADA to me allows me to generate more income. So in essence, usually we would split the fee, right? Like that income that it generated, I would keep like 5%, I would give 95% to you on a pro rata basis, right? Other people delegate as well, so everybody gets that in a pro rata basis. Um, but in ISPOs, we say, well, you know what? Me, the validator, I'm going to keep 100% of the rewards, right? So then you would say, well, why would I delegate to you? Well, because I'm going to give you a different token, which is the DEGA token, right? As a reward, kind of like a loyalty rewards program, right? So you're never giving me your capital, right? Your ADA, it's always yours. You're just delegating it to me, giving me your voting power. So that allows me to, do more blocks on the blockchain and generate more income. And in exchange, I would give you reward points like DEGA in this case, right? And other projects may give their own tokens. Some projects airdrop NFTs, etc., right? So you can pretty much start building together. So with an ISPO, you actually support two projects. You support the base protocol, in this case Cardano, and you also support DEGA. Now, DEGA is bringing this concept, which is very well known in the Cardano world, to other blockchains. We're bringing this to Polkadot next. After that, most likely Ethereum, and then Polygon and BNB chain, most likely after that. So it's the first time that there's ever been done a multi-chain ISPO. But we believe that this mechanism is very powerful, very useful, particularly for emerging markets, also for bootstrapping new initiatives, and that's kind of like the short version of it, actually.
Yeah, I would love to for you to tell us a little bit about, because we got a new partner where we can get bonus from, so and it connects with our daily topic. So why don't we talk about a little bit about copy, mail, Wi-Fi, the NFT, and then we can talk about Optim in the new partner, because I think there's also a bonus for Optim.
Yeah, I think that it's good to do a quick intro on in essence the types of bonuses we have. So we have one bonus, which is a duration bonus. That means the longer you stay with us, the more you will be rewarded. Like you start to get, a 10% bonus, a 20% bonus, a 30% bonus. Then there's also a NFT bonus, right, which is 5%. That's just buying the NFT pre-mint, right? To be clear, it's not the actual NFT minted on the blockchain. It's a pre-mint pass, which you get on Telegram. And then later on, we're going to integrate it into Discord as well. And then with that premium pass, essentially you get another bonus. And then there's the partner bonus, right? Which, to be clear, they do not, these three bonuses stack, right? Like one on top of another. But the last one does not, right? That the partner bonus is just, it doesn't matter if you have one or two or three of our partner tokens, you get the 5%, right? Which is you can have an amount of MEL tokens, COPI tokens, BiFi tokens, or you can also be doing an opt-in bond, right? And that'll give you a bonus. So the opt-in bond, which is what you were asking about, is basically a way to be able to uh, leverage your participation in an ISPO, right? And to be clear, we'll have an entire session about this, right? We'll have Ethan, the Optim CEO, join us in one of these Twitter spaces. And in that session, you guys can ask him all the questions that you want, and we'll go into details in terms of how to go about it. But in short, what it is kind of like a loan, right? So imagine I see the DEGA ISPO, right, and I want to be a part of it. But let's say I only have 20,000 ADA, right? And I'm like, well, I wish I had a million ADA, right, to be able to delegate to DEGA so I could earn a large amount of rewards, especially if I bought the NFT, if I have the partner tokens, I know I'm getting the bonuses. How do I leverage that, right? So in short, with the opt-in bonds, right, I can pay the interest to somebody, right? The interest that you would normally get from delegating ADA, right, which is around 3.4%, and they can lend me more ADA, right? So with around, I think something like 34,000 ADA, you could get a million ADA lended to you, right? So now instead of just delegating the 34 million, the 34,000 ADA, you're delegating a million, right? And you're getting the rewards equivalent to that. So it's a way. It's an instrument that goes very well in hand with ISPOs, right? Because ISPOs have a time limit, and once it's done, then the next time you're going to get the chance to get the token is when it goes on the market per se. And once it lists in exchanges and it's opened for trading, you got to compete with everybody else, right? For the DEGA token, which normally has a, I don't want to talk pricing, but usually you would see a spike in the price, right? Generally, but with the opt-in then finance instrument, you can get more participation in an ISPO, right, with less capital. So it's a very, very interesting mechanic to use. And in our case, DEGA, uh, for everybody that doesn't know, besides doing our ISPO, which is multi-chain, we're also going to be bringing other gaming projects and do ISPOs for them, right? So this opt-in collaboration is a very powerful, let's say, synergy for us going forward with all of our future partners as well.
Wow. Okay, so we're getting into our daily topic, and I can see already why this partnership is good for our community, is good for Cardano, is good for even for Optic. So my question is trying to understand. So if I have 1,000 ADA, I could use that to pay the interest and stake way more money than what it is and get
Yeah,
a ton of Dega tokens.
yeah, or any other ISPO in the future. But yes,
Dude, that's amazing. I'm definitely checking that out today. I'm definitely checking that out today. So let's go into our topic today. So you already explained what Optim is, but before we start, I want to invite everyone, anyone that has a question, just let us know at the end. We will answering the community questions. And remember, we have the daily challenge. The daily challenge is really easy. Is a great opportunity to win more Dega tokens by participating, helping us reach a wider audience. All you have to do is look for the tweet. We publish it in our Discord. Is of course in our Twitter or Xer. I don't know how you call it now. It's in our Xer feed,
No,
and
it's still Twitter, damn it.
yeah, it's
Nobody's gonna want that change, right? Nobody's gonna want that change.
it's weird. So it's in our
Yeah.
feed in this social network we're in right now, the space, whatever it's called. And look for it. All you have to do is retweet it, like it, mention three friends, and you get the chance to win 1,000 Dega tokens. So it's a great opportunity. It happens every day. And if you have questions, let us know because we will be answering some of them at the end. If you don't, I'll ask my own because I always have questions for Carlos. So, but Carlos, talk to us and explain. I can see it, but explain to us about the why of this partnership and how it connects with the other partnerships we have right now on the table.
I mean, it's a pretty, I think, obvious relationship to make, right? Or synergy between the two projects, you know, considering what I just explained about how it works, right? So
Yeah.
we are doing our ISPO. We're going to onboard other partners to our ISPO, right? And this mechanism that Optim created, this bond mechanism, allows us to be able to um, leverage that, right? So somebody that wants a bigger, you know, amount of rewards from Dega can now access that through the Optim bond. Plus, it classifies automatically with the bonus. So in case you don't want to buy the other partner tokens, you can still get it. You get it by default with the bond, the partner bonus, and they're building other stuff, right? And I won't get into that details. I want you guys to hear that directly from Ethan when we bring him to the AMA. But again, it's a pretty obvious thing to do, right? It helps us. It helps all of the ISPOs that we will be basically supporting with our partners, and it helps people get more exposure. So it's a win-win for everybody, right?
Dude, I think it's an amazing partnership. I was doing math in my head here. So if I have, and I'm going to go on the lower end, if I have 340, ADA, 340 ADA, I could be getting one for 10,000 ADA. And all
Mm-hmm.
I have to do is pay those 340, I guess it's a yearly interest rate. And I
Yeah,
would be able to stake 10,000 ADA instead of 340.
yeah, yeah. I think you got to do a little bit more just because obviously you could get the 340 just from delegation, normal delegation. So you got to give a little extra incentive for people to lend it to you. So I think it would be around probably like 500, right? So you can pay 500 ADA and you could get 10,000 ADA for a year to stake, right, on the ISPO of your preference. So essentially, you could do that. For example, well, you know, ISPOs don't last a year; they usually last around, you know, between 4 and 6 months or seven. So in essence, so you could take part in two ISPOs, right, with like 500 ADA.
Wow. I'm doing that. I'm gonna try that for like part of my capital. I don't know if I'm gonna do it with all my capital, but I'm gonna do it with part of my capital. I want to see what happens. And I guess if you really trust the project, is a win-win situation because you'll be, as you said it, you'll be betting big on Dega. And once the Dega token come out and everything, you'll have pretty good profit if it all goes well, when all goes well.
Yeah, yeah. I don't like to. We don't talk about speculation, right? Like
Yeah.
obviously, we want your support. We're gonna do our best to make sure that we reward your support with our best work possible and build the best technology and protocols going forward. But I definitely don't want to talk speculation, right? Because at the end of the day, speculation is speculation, right? But
Yeah, I
yes,
was
if
talking from my
in
perspective.
in essence, if you believe in DEGA, this is a way for you to get a larger amount of exposure, like 20 times more exposure to DEGA, right, that you would normally get. And in the future, it can be another project, right? Like, let's say, for example, right? We don't know, but we're in conversations, of course, with Eugenia, which we introduced. I think it was 2 weeks ago now.
Yeah.
No, a little less than 2 weeks, but kind of. So, they want to jump into Web3, right? And if the future, if they decide to do an ISPO, and somebody says, wow, Eugenia making avatars for FIFA, for Netflix, right? Some of the most sophisticated 3D scans in the entire America's continent, right? I believe in them. I believe in this team. I want to get exposure to that team. With opt-in finance, you would get 20 times more exposure to that team, right? So that's what it's about, right? Like really allowing you to go big on the projects that you believe in, that you want to support, right? And obviously the project benefits in the sense that it's getting a higher delegation, right? It has more leverage now, and it can grow to new heights, right? And again, Upton Finance isn't done building. They have a lot other things that are coming our way, right? Again, I don't want to talk about them. I'll let Ethan do that when we bring him in the AMA.
Dude, I think that's incredible. I know you don't want to talk about speculation, and I won't touch that. But for me, as I as my deep belief in Dega and what we're doing, it's a great opportunity. So that's
Yeah,
all I'm gonna say.
yeah. No, we can definitely say it like that, right? In the sense that if you believe in a project and a team and you want to support it and you want to go big, then yeah, Optim Finance allows you to go 20 times bigger, right, on that project.
Dude, I'm so
And
doing that.
and this is something that I really recommend everybody go and check their stuff out. Like even for ISPOs that we're not doing, right? If there's another project that you believe in, go and see if Optim Finance can help you get a bigger exposure with that project. Um, Obviously, on our side, we're giving you a bonus, right, to do so. So if you get exposure with an Optim bond to the DEG ISPO, you're going to have automatically that 5% partner bonus, right, without you needing to do any of the other partnership requirements. And yeah, that's basically where we're at.
So yeah, that's the important thing here also to understand. To get the 5% bonus, all you have to do is get a bond there. If you're not Optim, if you're an Optim follower, if you're in the Optim community, doesn't mean you have to get. I don't know if calling the bond a loan is the right way, or you have to lend, and you can also do it. But I know those details will come out on the AMA with 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 the team. But I don't know if you know something about that or how it works.
Yeah. Yeah. In terms of the product, it's best to wait for the conversation with them, right? So we go over in detail. Right now, the important thing is the why. Why are we doing this partnership? Why it's important? What benefits it brings to the community? And why it's relevant not only for the ISPO we're doing, but the ones we're going to have in the future, right? So I think we've covered that.
Okay, perfecto. So we have the Moose here, so I don't know if Moose is gonna is gonna do something. He left. But I think we should do a video, Richie, about how to work with Optim and in the DEGA ISPO. I think that would be easy, and we can use my wallet, and I think that will help some people around here. We can do like an easy video for that. It's a great opportunity, bro. Thank
Yeah,
you for bringing that,
definitely, definitely.
dude, and
Yeah.
thank you for bringing those partnerships because if you add it as a whole, if you start looking at the partnerships, the ones that you already closed, but also the ones that are being closed right now, how does it ecosystem look like? What's your view on that? Because we have Meld, we have a lot actually, and we is starting with cornucopias. So how do you see all this fabric these threads coming together in the DEGA fabric?
It's all about ecosystem, right? Like it's all about being able to create synergies across multiple dimensions that support the projects that are building together, right? So obviously our main metaverse partner is Cornucopias Games. With them, right, we're working on providing a layer 2 for Gargano that will be specialized for gaming and metaverse applications. Then we have Meld and their Meld wallet, where they will be featuring all the ISPOs that will be provided by DEGA, right? So you can look up for that as well. And with BiFi, their system, it's all about efficient liquidity provisioning, right, and rewarding that. So without liquidity, all the layer twos that we're deploying would be useless, right? Like if you can't do trading with the in-game currencies, then you wouldn't be able to have utility with the Web3 components, right? So all of them are playing key roles, right? And Optim, obviously, as we just explained, they allow somebody that really believes in the project to get a 20x exposure to that project. So be it direct gameplay, be it infrastructure, be it UI, right, with great aesthetics like now Wallet, or be it liquidity provisioning like BiFi. All of these partners are playing a key pillar role for the success of the DEGA ecosystem and the projects from gaming that we're onboarding, right?
Dude, I'm really excited. I think the partnership level of this project is just insane, and is one of the main. I think is, for me, is the strongest project I've ever been at, and I thank you for that, bro. Because I'm talking here again in a personal level as Freak, and I'm excited, and everything you bring something new blows up, blows my head up, like my mind, and it's like kind of like this world this world of possibilities just opens up, and I think that's the strength in Dega. So thank you for doing that. I'm definitely checking the Optim partnership right away after we finish. And I know I'm talking from the Dega account, but these are all personal comments, by the way. But is there anything coming up this week, Carlos, that you want to tell us about it? Is this going to be like work and grind, or can we expect something?
There are things coming, but there, as always, there's a surprise that you can't know about it until you know about it. But the rabbit was cooking during the weekend, and he has a few things that I believe everybody in the ISPO will love and like. So if you haven't joined the ISPO, do so ASAP, because the rabbit is preparing a party for you. So make sure to do that.
Oh, I hate when you guys do that to me. And you know what? I had something prepared for the rabbit when he came, like when he came online. I created this avatar voice for him. But okay,
Mm-hmm.
Carlos. So I think as far as our conversation goes in regarding partnerships, and that is it. And if anyone has questions, doubts, or wants to know about something Dega ISPO related, or Carlos related, feel free to ask the questions. So if not, we'll talk about the plans for this week, the community plans this week, which is, I think, reminding everyone the daily contest, the daily challenge again, and then letting everyone know that, okay, did you notice what we did on Friday? Did you get to experience it, Carlos? Did you see it?
No, I haven't seen the Freaky Friday.
Dude, it was so fun. Like the first part of the event was a conversation with the rabbit and with the people, and then we started playing. We played smart cards, and we played this eggshell FPS, and it was fun as hell. it reminded us that why games, make us and join us together and create deep bonds and connections. And we had so much fun that we're gonna do it every Friday. We're gonna start having these events, the gaming sessions again, Carlos, because it was amazing. It was really good. So I'm announcing right now every Friday after the DEGA space in the morning, we're going to jump into our Discord and have crazy gaming sessions. I'm not going to talk about what games we will play because we're testing out different games and we're experimenting. And the good thing is the community let you know what they like and what they don't. So, but it was fun as hell, So we streamed it. I'm going to share it with you so you can look at it because it was fun and getting to kill the rabbit in an FPS game. It was fun. It was fun. We had Sheridan, we had Zeke, Richie was there, the rabbit was there, Two Satoshis was there. He even created another Katoshi video. So a lot of things happened that Friday. So I think it's kind of like gaming and creating put together. So this Friday, 2:30 p.m. UTC, we will be in our Discord playing again.
I
So,
think
Carlos,
the
you're.
knowing the rabbit, he'll probably be practicing to take you on during the week. He doesn't
Dude,
like to
I,
lose.
I wasn't the one winning it all. It's like in the Smash cards, it was Milendro, April, and Sheridan. They were winning every round.
Hmm.
They were winning every round. Sheridan is an amazing player. He's really good in the Shell Shocker game, the FPS game. Dude, he had like a streak of 13 kills.
Hmm.
It was insane, but it was really fun. So anyone that wants to just hang out, talk, and get to know each other and have fun for 1 or 2 hours on Friday, come to our gaming session because it's gonna be fun. And I have a contest to announce again, Carlos, with the DEGA content contest, and
Mhm.
this is a special one. And the DEGA contest content is the contest where you get to be creative and show the best of your abilities and talent, and even invite your friends to participate in a big, how do you say, it's a big bag of DEGA tokens. So it's gonna be 75,000 DEGA tokens that are gonna be given to the winner of the best DEGA soundtrack. So this is
Hmm.
gonna be a music contest for the DEGA soundtrack.
Hmm.
So the
Okay.
idea is to see and allow people to create, but also for us to find out how does DEGA sound for everyone.
Hmm.
Is it funky? Is it techno? Is it hip hop? Is it rock? Is it heavy metal? Is it a lot of things? And during the week and next week, we're gonna be sharing a lot of AI tools that can help you generate music. So you can also tweak and play around if you're not a music producer like Seven. Well, you got these other tools that can help you materialize your vision. So that's
Hmm.
that's what the contest. What would you imagine, Carlos? How does it Dega sound for you?
Um, I hadn't thought about it, to be honest. I would have to sit down and really get a feel for how it would, because I definitely think about how it looks a lot, right? Like one of our colors, our visuals, our art style, our design guidelines were some of the first things we did when we started creating the Tega brand. But I've never thought about it from a sound dimension, to be honest.
Yeah, let's do that. Let me know. Let me know what your thoughts are, and let's experiment. Also us. We won't be competing, but we can, create some inspiration.
I would definitely say, you know, open up your mind to new possibilities, right? Because we tend to frame ourselves within a given thought process, right? Or we tend to always revert to the same things, right? So I always challenge everybody in the DEGA team to, like we said the other day, right? It's not that think outside the box, is that there is no box, right? There is no box. You are boundless when it comes to your imagination. So I would definitely say that that should be a guiding principle, even in this music creative design.
Ooh, I like that. I like that as inspiration. I can see some of our creators in here in the space, and I can imagine their heads going wild.
Hopefully,
But
do
when
go
you
wild.
when every time I think every time you say there's no box, something gets, like your mind just by saying it, your mind just goes further. So I think it's a really cool way to approach this.
It is. It is like it's time and space are limited in that sense in terms of your access to them, right? Like in your life, your body is kind of like your boundary. Your time is limited, right? Unless somebody discovers immortality in one of these days, but for now, you're still limited. But your mind and your creative process is not limited, right? It can go anywhere you want it to go. So definitely give yourself the freedom to do so instead of reverting back to always the stereotypical things, right? Like everybody, for example, every time I see one of these Web3 games, they're doing, a medieval game. That's probably kind of like the most popular one. So I was like, guys, this is like the medieval game number 2 million, right? We've seen it. We know what that is. Make a different game, right? Make something that's new and exciting. It takes you to a newer path, right? Or sometimes they also revert to just space, right? And they're just like, oh, they pretty much copying either StarCraft, right, or something similar to Halo. And again, there's no reason. Like, is that all that you can think of? Right? Is just copying the same thing and doing the same narratives over and over again? Is that the only narrative that you have in your head, right? And there's no reason for that to be the case, right? Like truly be an explorer of your own mind in that sense.
Oh, I love that. I love that, bro. It's like being an explorer of your own mind. I really like that. I think you just gave me inspiration this week for a lot of fucking content and trying to look at like the content we're generating for Optim and new partnerships and all that. And the things like under the hood with Eugenia, going like that. I like that thought. I'm gonna follow up on that thought. Thank you for that. I'm gonna explore the inner realms of my mind. It's gonna get freaky. So,
Yeah.
okay, everyone. Carlos, to summarize everything, so the ISPO is going. Remember, there's only like 8 epochs left to get the supernova status. You need 30 epochs plus. So, and we're running for 42. So you got to do the math. We will be creating a counter for epoch. It will be a 35% increase. So you want those bonuses. You don't want to miss that. And you want your hero NFT and your kaijus to power up, because there won't be power ups after the ISPO, or unless it won't be the power ups of the ISPO. So those will be really unique NFTs, I think, Carlos.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Okay,
you're correct.
so
You're correct. Yeah.
okay, perfecto. Carlos, can we answer some questions before
Yeah.
before we go?
Yeah.
Okay,
Let's do it.
so we have one question here in is for people that are here the first time. Can you explain how DEGA is going to be used in the DEGAverse and maybe a little bit about meta chains?
Sure. Happy to do so. So let's start off first with metachains. So metachains is a concept that essentially will treat blockchains in the same way that we treat right now servers and containers in the cloud and in the internet. So for most of you that are not technical, right now when you open up your Gmail application or your Twitter application, you're not going to one computer, right, in the background. You're going into an entire, probably even multiple data centers, right? And they all sharing kind of like the same state, right? So it's a distributed system. It's not in a single unitary computer. It's across hundreds of thousands or millions of computers across multiple data centers, right? So that's how the internet scales, right? Otherwise, you wouldn't be able to have, applications with millions and some like Facebook, even billions of users. So the only reason that is the only mechanism that allows for that is basically the usage of, well, both two components actually. One is virtual computers, right? So you have one server providing multiple computers which separate multiple virtual computers which separate the processing, and then you have multiple containers on top of them, right? And these are technical stuff. This is engineering, right? So in case you feel a little bit lost, it's not a problem. But the point is that it's not one computer behind the scenes. There's hundreds of thousands or millions of computers working together. But you don't care, right? You just treat it, you just go to one app or to one website, right? And all of that scalability and flexibility is managed behind the scenes for you. So metachains are going to do that for blockchain, right? So you're going to come and you're going to use your Web3 application, right? And to you, it's going to feel like a single web app where everybody is using the same blockchain. But behind the scenes, we're going to have multiple layer threes and multiple layer twos, and we're going to be load balancing and consolidating the state of that system and treating it as if it was a single blockchain. So to you, it's going to feel like everybody's in the same blockchain, but actually underneath there's multiple chains. So that's what we call the meta chains, right? Because they're not really blockchains per se; they're virtual blockchains in a sort of way, just like how you use containers and virtual machines in a cloud environment. So that's metachains, right? And the way that we're going to be using DEGA is very similar to the way you use ADA in Cardano or Ethereum in the Ethereum ecosystem. It's essentially the fuel that powers the infrastructure. You use it to pay fees. The only difference is that Cardano, ADA in Cardano and ETH in Ethereum are used only to pay the block transaction fees. But DEGA is going to be used to pay all the fees from NFT marketplaces, DEXs, NFT minters, and many other types of modules that we will be deploying. And the data that is paid, just like Ethereum, it'll be burned, right? Which creates a deflationary pressure. So we essentially ever reduce, the more that the system is used, the more the supply is reduced, right? And that's an indirect way to reward all of our holders. So that's kind of like the utility of it. Now, somebody might be saying, well, are we going to get DEGA in the hands of everybody? Isn't that going to be a limitation? And the reason is no, we're just going to abstract that away through the API that we're building. People will be able to pay even with fiat or with other tokens, right? And then underneath the hood, we will just swap those tokens up for DEGA and then pay the DEGA fee, which will, again, just be burnt and create the deflationary pressure for the supply. So that's in short how the DEGA token will be used, right, and why it will bring benefits to the DEGA token holders.
Carlos, I think there's one part of your vision, like in this, that is key also in the utility and everything. You always say is onboarding the next billion people, the next billion people into this world, into this technology, and your plans and your vision to do that, I think is worth mentioning in this conversation.
Yeah, it's not related to this particular conversation, but in essence, our vision, right, is to make sure that people around the world in emerging markets can access this technology from their phones, right? That's why you see that we created a premium pass from Telegram. That's what we're really doing is experimenting, right? This is something that hasn't been done in the industry, and we're experimenting with this because we want to see how much we can take the experience just to a purely chat-based interface, right? Because everybody has chat around the world. Even if you have a very low-end mobile phone, it might be hard to download an app, right? Like if you have a $40 smartphone, and then they do exist for a lot of people, that's what they have, and they struggle with very elaborate, complicated, applications, but they all have WhatsApp, they all have Telegram, they all have Signal, they all have or Discord. They have some form of chat. So that means that if we structure our system to work chat from a chat interface, we can access the entire population of the planet, right? Like we're ready to scale to everybody. So our vision to do that, right, is because we want to, empower billions to project their creativity in the digital economy. And our first goal there is to put $400 a month in the hands of everybody in emerging markets, right? And when I said put, I don't mean we're going to give it to them. I mean we're going to give them the tools so that they can generate it themselves, right? So they can start making a sustainable income from their phone, right? And people will collaborate in different ways. Some of them will do so creating art, just like our contents. Some of them will be part of tribes, like our tribes, and contribute to them in different ways. And some of them will just straight out, start saving in crypto, right? So whatever it is that anybody wants to do, we'll just make sure that they have the tools to be able to do it from their phone.
Amazing, bro. So I don't see any more questions. So to summarize, new partnership with Optim. If you believe in the project, you can 20x your staking with their bonds. Go look at it. It's really interesting. I'm definitely do it, and we're creating a video on how to do it. And we will have our gaming sessions back on Fridays. So Fridays will be fun again. And we just launched the DEGA content contest for the DEGA soundtrack. It will be a 2 week contest. So we will choose the finalists on the 4th of August, and then during that weekend, if you're level 5 in our Discord, you will be able to vote for the winner. So the voting will happen during that weekend, the 5 and the 6. And then on Monday, August 7, which by the way, it's a holiday in Colombia, we will announce the winner. But to vote for the winner, you need to be level 5 in our Discord. Remember that, because it's very important. And the way to gain levels in our Discord is just participating and chatting and talking to people. If you haven't made it to level 5, you still have 2 weeks to reach to get it. Is not hard, but what we want is for you not to only reach level 5, which is the star level, is and connects with the supernova, and it's for you to be able to create. So if you don't know how to create music, come during the nights, during the mornings. I don't know where you are, but come to our Discord. We will be having live sessions for creating music, so you can get inspired. And remember, Carlos said there's no box. So you don't need to think outside the box, because there's no box at all. So I think that's it, Carlos, for today. So
We should promote those like workshops a little bit more in LinkedIn as well. So let's push it
I
there
will.
a little bit. Let's
Yep.
push it there because
Perfecto.
there's a
I
lot of
will.
people there that probably want to learn about how to do this with AI.
Let's do it. Let's do it. I will push them. I will announce it in our socials and our Discord with Richie and the team. And yes, there's a lot to learn in AI. You know what AI is, bro. I don't have, more than me. So
Yeah, we could even do like another Friday session like we did last time, live there, and like you guys could showcase some of the things you've done there.
yep. And we're gonna be creating live some of the things we create for Dega. So yeah, and we have something crazy cooking for the Optim partnership, Carlos. So hopefully we'll get to showcase the process in our sessions.
Nice, loving it.
Okay. So that's
Beautiful.
it, Carlos. Anything you want to say before we go?
Just to thank everybody that joined us today for this conversation. Again, we're here almost every day. Let's make sure to bring all your questions here, and we're happy to address them. So thank you, and looking forward to seeing you in all of the upcoming projects that we're doing with DEGA.
Hey, thank you very much, everyone. Have a great day. Have a great week. It's Monday, but this week will be a special week for everyone. I can feel it. So thank you very much. This was another Dega Space for you all. See ya.
Goodbye, everybody.